Hello, everybody. This is Bob, Comic World, the podcast. This is episode 1 of it. It will basically be telling you about some details of the Bob Comic World. Basically, telling you about the characters. We got the main character, Bob. He's your average stick figure, bald and stuff, and kind of dumb from brain damage. Well, we will talk about in episode 2 of the podcast. And basically, his two best friends, Dave and Jess. Dave is another bald simple stick figure. He never smiles, never shows any emotion. He does feel emotion, he just never shows it. He has big round eyes with no pupils. His pupils are just black and stuff. Basically, it's just a black circle beneath his eyebrows. And Jess, average stick figure, same thing, but with a ponytail that sticks out, so you won't get mixed up with anybody or anything. So you won't. Basically, most of the characters, the way you can tell them out is by their hairstyles. That's how you mostly tell them out. And we have Sarah, which is Dave's girlfriend. Basically, a big hair on the back of her head, like a big circle of hair behind her back. And then we have also Tina, which is actually Bob's girlfriend. Basically, a redesign of Jess with two ponytails. Because I honestly did not feel like making a unique ponytail. I'm bad at girl hairstyles for some reason. And I don't know why most of the male characters are bald. And also, we also have to talk about the main villain, Gabe. His hair is basically like a crown, but just not really a crown-like. His hair was originally a crown, but I decided to just change it to hair instead of a crown. And then there's also a new character I recently made named Lauren, who was actually just Bob's secretly admirer, kind of like the original Jess. Jess was originally going to be Dave's secret admirer that just hid in the shadows instead of being friends with them and hanging out. Just hid in the shadows and stuff. Didn't really speak as like a stalker or something like that. That's what Lauren is. That's how Jess was originally going to be when I decided to just change her to a friend. Because it reminded me of my friend group, kind of. And also, Lauren's has blue hair. Kind of reminds me of a dream with. It's basically Sarah's hair, but blue, and with her hair thing covers her eye, and she has red eyes. Like if she wasn't drawing a stick figure, she would have red eyes. If her eyes wasn't stick figure eyes, it would have been red eyes. Her pupils would have been red. And basically, it's based off a dream I had, or when I changed my gender somehow. Don't know why, don't know how, but I looked in the mirror and I kind of looked like that. And yes, Lauren is also black. Basically, most of the characters are white because I do not feel like coloring in the comics. I just don't really like coloring in. I won't only color in it's like a manga book, black, white, and gray. Only those are the only colors there. Those are the only colors I'll only cut in, so that's why most of the characters are white. And also, it's made by a black person too. I honestly made just a few years ago. I was bored because I was obsessed with making comics when I made the first ever Bob comic. I forget what it's called. I think it's called Ice Snack. We basically showcased Bob. Oh yeah, and also he has his friend named John. He has emo type hair. He's coloring both his eyes, even though he doesn't act emo or something like that. Yeah, he doesn't act emo at all. And basically, he saves Bob from having ice cream that was gonna make him hurl, or was it ice pops? I forget which one it was. And basically, Gabe was the one who sold it to him, but he didn't know about it apparently, and he went to jail for that. And he honestly didn't know what he did because the police guard was like, womp womp. And basically, he swore from that day on he would be enemies with Bob. And basically, in one of the Bob comics, we meet this guy named Big Floorhead Guy. He's basically a guy with a big forehead. We had an entire comic showing how big it is. And it even reached out to the next comic book. So that's how big his forehead was. His forehead was so big, it was even reaching out of the comic to a different comic book. Eventually, it stopped. And actually, where Bob has first met Tina, it was basically at this moment where Gabe was having Tina at gunpoint at Bob's school, and Bob had saved her before, well, Jessica get there and also save him. And then they basically just meet each other and stuff, and they're all friends except for Gabe. Somehow he escapes before the police could get them. And that's like it for episode 1. Basically just telling about some of the characters. If I miss some of the characters, I'll tell about episode 2. But episode 2, I'll tell about Bob's parents and why he's dumb.